Are you still soaking your seeds in hydrogen peroxide? Let me tell you a secret. You might be doing more harm than good. In fact, you could be literally burning your future harvest before it even gets a chance to grow. Today, we're exposing the dark side of this popular garden hack. And more importantly, I'm going to show you a scientifically backed method I call the amber charge. It's a technique that can wake up even the oldest, most stubborn seeds you own in just 1 hour. So put that bottle of peroxide down and stick around, because what you're about to learn will fundamentally change the way you start your garden forever. First, let's understand why the hydrogen peroxide myth became so popular. The idea isn't completely crazy. Hydrogen peroxide, or H2O2, breaks down into water and a free oxygen atom. This process can theoretically soften hard seed coats and kill off any lingering fungal spores or bacteria on the seed surface. For years, gardeners have passed this tip around like ancient wisdom, a quick and cheap way to boost germination. But this is a classic case of gardening folklore, where a little bit of science gets twisted into a risky practice. The problem is that the process is incredibly difficult to control. It's like using a flamethrower to light a candle. Yes, it might work, but the risk of burning the whole house down is incredibly high. And in this case, the house is the delicate living embryo inside every single one of your precious seeds. Let's dive into what I call the peroxide paradox. On one hand, the chemical promises disinfection and a boost of oxygen. That single, highly reactive oxygen atom released from H2O2 is an oxidizer. It can, in theory, attack the cell walls of pathogens on the seed. It can also help to break down the tough outer layer, or testa, of certain seeds, allowing water to penetrate more easily. This is the good side of the story, the one that gets shared in online forums. But this exact same chemical reaction is what makes it so dangerous. That same reactive oxygen atom doesn't know the difference between a fungal cell and a healthy plant cell. It's an indiscriminate attacker. If the concentration of the peroxide is too high or the soaking time is too long, this oxidation process doesn't just clean the seed coat, it damages it, penetrating deep and destroying the vital embryo within. It's a chemical burn on a microscopic level. So while you think you're helping, you could be sterilizing your seeds into oblivion. Now let's talk about the single most critical mistake that almost everyone makes with peroxide. It's the complete lack of precision. The standard brown bottle in your medicine cabinet contains a 3% solution. But what does that mean for your seeds? The online advice is all over the place. A splash in some water. A 10-minute soak. Dilute at 50-50. None of this is scientific. Different seeds have vastly different needs and tolerances. The thick, woody coat of a squash seed is nothing like the paper-thin covering of a lettuce seed. Soaking them in the same solution for the same amount of time is horticultural malpractice. An extra 30 minutes in a peroxide bath for your delicate tomato seeds could be the difference between a tray full of vigorous green sprouts and a tray of sterile, lifeless mush. There is no one-size-fits-all formula, which makes the entire method an unreliable and risky gamble. You are essentially playing Russian roulette with your spring garden, and the odds are not in your favor. So if peroxide is the villain of our story, it's time to introduce the hero. I call it the amber charge, and the secret ingredient is something called succinic acid. You might see it sold in garden stores or even pharmacies, sometimes under the name amber acid. So what is this stuff? It's a completely natural organic compound. It's not a harsh man-made chemical. In fact, succinic acid is found in almost all living things, from tiny microbes to giant trees, and even in our own bodies. It is a fundamental component of the process of cellular respiration, the very process that creates energy for life. Unlike peroxide, which acts like a chemical weapon, succinic acid works as a gentle, natural biostimulant. It doesn't attack the seed. It cooperates with the seed's own biology, giving it a direct shot of energy to kickstart its natural growth processes. It's like the difference between shocking someone awake with a bucket of ice water versus gently waking them with the smell of freshly brewed coffee. Let's get into the science of how this amber charge actually performs its magic. It all comes down to a process happening inside the seed cells called the Krebs cycle. You don't need to be a biologist. Just think of the Krebs cycle as the engine that powers the cell. Succinic acid is a key component of that engine. When you soak a seed in a solution of succinic acid, it absorbs this compound directly. This gives the seed's cellular engine a massive boost. It starts producing more energy, or what scientists call ATP, much more efficiently. This surge of energy does several amazing things. First, it powers the biochemical processes that break the seed's dormancy. Second, it improves the cell's ability to absorb oxygen and water. And third, it prepares the seedling to absorb nutrients more effectively from the soil once it sprouts. It's important to understand this isn't a fertilizer. It doesn't feed the seed. It's a stimulant. It's like giving your seed a world-class personal trainer and a perfect diet plan before the race has even begun. Here is where the amber charge truly shines, waking the dead. We all have them, those packets of seeds from 2, 3, or even 5 years ago. Over time, seeds lose their viability. Their internal energy reserves dwindle, and the embryo becomes too weak to break through its protective shell. This is a natural process of decline. Pouring hydrogen peroxide on these seeds is useless. You can't disinfect or oxidize a seed back to life if it has simply run out of energy. It's like trying to jumpstart a car that has no gasoline in the tank. But the amber charge is different. It directly addresses the core problem, the lack of energy. By providing a fresh supply of succinic acid, you are essentially refilling the seed's gas tank. You are giving that dormant, tired embryo the exact fuel it needs to power up, break dormancy, and make the monumental effort to crack its shell and send out its first precious root. This is how you can rescue seeds you thought were destined for the compost pile and achieve germination rates you never thought possible. So, are you ready for the recipe? The best part about the amber charge method is its simplicity and how utterly foolproof it is. There's no complicated math or dangerous guesswork like with peroxide. First, you'll need to get some succinic acid. You can usually find it as a white powder or in small tablets at any well-stocked garden center, and it's often available in pharmacies as a supplement. It is incredibly inexpensive. The magic ratio is this. For the powdered form, you want approximately 1 gram for every 1 liter of water. If you're using tablets, it's usually 1 standard tablet per liter. Don't stress about being perfectly exact. This method is very forgiving. Simply dissolve the powder or tablet in a small amount of warm water first to make sure it's fully incorporated, then top it up to 1 full liter with room temperature water. Stir it up, and that's it. Your powerful all-natural germination solution is ready to go in less than a minute. Once your amber charge solution is prepared and has cooled to room temperature, it's time for the soaking protocol. This is just as simple as the recipe. Take the seeds you want to treat and place them in a shallow dish or a small jar. Pour just enough of the solution over them to ensure they are all fully submerged. Now, for the most important part, the timing. You don't need hours or days. The magic number is 60 minutes. That's it. 1 single hour. Set a kitchen timer so you don't forget. This 1-hour period is the sweet spot. It's long enough for the seed coat to absorb the succinic acid and for the solution to penetrate and activate the embryo. But it's not so long that you risk waterlogging the seed, which can cause it to rot. After your timer goes off, simply drain the seeds through a fine sieve or a piece of cheesecloth. There is no need to rinse them. In fact, it's better if you don't. The thin, invisible film of succinic acid left on the seed will continue to provide benefits as it's planted. The incredible benefits of the amber charge don't stop once the seed sprouts. You're not just getting faster germination. You're building a fundamentally healthier and more resilient plant from day one. Seeds that get this initial energy boost develop much more robust and extensive root systems right from the start. A bigger, stronger root system means the seedling is far more efficient at anchoring itself and, more importantly, at absorbing water and nutrients from the soil. This translates directly into a sturdier, stockier seedling that is less prone to common problems like damping off, a fungal disease that kills weak baby plants. This early advantage creates a positive feedback loop. A healthier seedling grows into a more vigorous plant, which is better able to resist pests, tolerate drought, and ultimately produce more flowers and a more abundant harvest for you. You're setting the stage for success for the entire life of the plant. So, which seeds benefit the most from this amazing treatment? While it's safe for virtually all seeds, the amber charge is a true game changer for certain types. It is especially fantastic for seeds that are known for being slow, stubborn, or erratic germinators. I'm talking about things like peppers, especially the super hot varieties, eggplants, parsley, celery, and many perennial flowers like lavender or rosemary. These seeds can sometimes take weeks to sprout, but this method can often cut that time in half. It also works wonders on pelleted seeds, which are coated in a layer of clay to make them easier to handle. This coating can sometimes inhibit water absorption, but the succinic acid solution helps to break it down more quickly. And, of course, your everyday garden staples like tomatoes, cucumbers, and squash will all show faster and much more uniform germination. This means all your seedlings will be the same size at the same time, making them easier to care for and transplant. Finally, let's debunk any idea that this is some sort of expensive, high-tech, or inaccessible secret. The amber charge is truly the people's biostimulant. Succinic acid is incredibly cheap. A small packet or bottle containing enough to make many, many liters of solution often costs just a few dollars. That one small purchase can easily last you an entire gardening season, or even longer. When you compare that to the cost of replacing seeds, that failed to germinate, or buying expensive pre-packaged seed-starting boosters, the value is obvious. And let's not forget safety. This is a natural organic acid that is safe for you to handle. You don't need to wear gloves or worry about fumes. It's safe for the environment and won't harm beneficial soil microbes. It is the perfect choice for any organic gardener. It's a smarter, cheaper, and more eco-friendly way to guarantee a successful start to your garden every single year. So, it's time to put that bottle of hydrogen peroxide back in the medicine cabinet where it belongs. We've seen today how that popular hack is a risky gamble that can easily destroy your seeds. Instead, we've unlocked the power of the amber charge. By using simple, cheap, and natural succinic acid, you have a foolproof method to supercharge your seeds. We've learned that it wakes up old seeds you thought were lost, it triggers faster and more even germination, and it builds stronger root systems for healthier plants down the line. All of that with a simple 1-hour soak. It really is one of the most effective secrets in a gardener's toolkit. Thank you so much for watching today. If you're excited to get the best germination rates of your life, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more garden-changing tips. And now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a seed-starting disaster with peroxide? Or have you already discovered the magic of succinic acid? Share your stories in the comments below.